the lack of resources in the inner city. And I know you said like, that's not
Might as well. Yeah. Yeah, man, I want to switch it out. I don't have other people in the conversation. You want conversation? Hello?
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, I always see you on the line. Do you want to stay for the conversation?
Did I want to what?
Do you want to stay for the conversation we were talking
Oh,
about
I
earlier?
would love to join in on the conversation.
Like, is it like I'm no politician, but I do talk about politics. Is it okay if I ask like the political party, or is that bad? Just asking. You don't have to say you don't want to.
What did you ask me? I'm sorry. I was putting in my earpiece. I didn't hear what you
I
said.
said, what's your political? Are you okay telling your political party just for because we're talking politics?
You know what? I probably lean more towards libertarian.
Okay, okay, good.
But I
Okay,
am
good.
I have conservative beliefs, and I vote on policy, not
How does that work?
politics. You vote on how
How
you
does
vote
that
on
work?
policy. You vote
No,
so. What do
what
you
I'm
mean?
saying is like, how is it like both sides? Like, why don't you just have one straightforward side?
Because one straightforward side doesn't speak for my
When it comes to your
beliefs.
political party, like just say if you're a Republican, you're just a Republican and not a conservative. Like, why do some people do that?
Well, I think because right now there are a lot of bad actors in the Republican Party, and there's a lot of people I don't agree with in the Republican Party. So that's why I don't align myself with the Republican Party. And that's why I stated that my beliefs lean conservative and more libertarian. But
Okay.
again, if there was a Republican candidate that held the same policies that
Right.
I believe in and that would benefit me and my family, that's where I would vote.
So let me ask you a question. How come like when anybody like goes against a conservative in their point of view, why is it always like an uproar? Because I've experienced that before too.
What do you mean? Like, give me an example.
Like, say if I say that they say something to my community that tears them down and it's like problematic, they make it seem like it's a wrong thing for like calling it out. Like when the young lady was just on the live now, it was like every time that I like when I debate, I call things out, but it was like it seemed like they don't like that. Like some people don't like the call out of that are conservatives. Like, I feel like listen to me, like I feel like this. I don't feel like anybody should stand around people that tear their own community down. That's why I would never like associate myself with like conservatives. Because when I watch conservatives, they have done that. You get what I'm saying? That's why I don't.
No, I don't get what you're saying, because
Come on.
if I turn around what you're saying, I ask you the same thing.
Do
Why
you
do you vote
understand
for
where
a
like
party?
what I'm
Why do
saying
you vote for a
in my
party that
theory?
has policies that hold you down?
I don't have no party that does that to me because I'm independent. I don't go by no political party. See, I'm independent. I don't go by the left or the right.
So who did you vote for this last election?
This election,
Hmm.
I did vote for Biden. For
Okay,
my
so why did you vote for Biden?
because I didn't like the person that was in office running before him.
Exactly. Well, see, the
But
reason you
but that
didn't
was because it was like
hold
just
on just a second. You didn't like
okay.
the person, okay? I don't care about the person. I care about the policies.
Oh, come on, you can't
I
do that
don't
to me.
care. I
You know you
don't
do
care.
care the person because I think parts of them being the
No,
president, you have to have a feeling
no,
towards the person.
no, I don't. No, I don't.
Well, how do you
Okay.
do? How do you do it then? You go by the whole House of Representatives, the whole Congress, and everything. When you pick, I'm just saying, whoever you pick in office, you go by everything around them, not just that one person that's the president of the
I
United
go
States.
by
I'm
their
just asking.
policy. I go by their policy. So when I'm voting locally, okay, when I'm doing in my
Okay.
local election, right? I am looking at what those person's policies are. Okay? That's what I'm going by. I'll tell you right now, I personally don't want Trump to run. I don't think he should run.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm in the
Because
same mindset. I don't want that either.
there's a policy that he has, okay, that he's, that his party, or that the party, the Republican Party, is pushing this LGBTQ narrative, and I don't like that, and I think it's
Agree with you.
extremely
Agree with you.
destructive for the
Agree
nation.
with you.
Okay.
Agree with you.
However, if it was Trump, and if my choices were between Trump and a Democrat, I would for sure vote for Trump,
You
because at
know,
the
you know who I like? I like Bernie Sanders. I actually did like Bernie Sanders.
Bernie Sanders believes in
I know.
communism.
Right. I still think that they did Bernie Sanders
But
wrong. I think we should have had a fair
no,
fight in the race,
but
because I like
but
talking
you know,
politics. Like one thing I do like is politics. I like talking about it. People think
but
that I know everything about politics. I just know what I see, and just give my assessment, you know, what I see on the news and the articles. I watch politics.
what do you think about communism?
I don't like communism at all.
Then you
I
wouldn't
don't.
like Bernie. Then you wouldn't like Bernie. See, this is the thing. You kind of have to weigh your battles, right?
I know.
Communism is extremely destructive.
It is.
Extremely destructive. There are people out there that will say, "Oh, well, there's parts of communism that I can deal with, and there's parts of communism that I can't deal with." What people don't understand is communism doesn't come with just a sprinkle of
Well,
communism.
listen,
It's all or nothing.
let me tell you something. You know what I want to see in politics? To be honest, I want to see a woman run the United States of America. I want to see a woman actually be in position of power to
Yeah,
see
that's
how.
destructive. That's no, no, no,
No, why not?
no.
Why
There
not? You can't
never,
give me a good
ever,
debate on a reason why
ever
it shouldn't be a
be
woman
a
as a
female
president. You can't
ever.
even give it to me. I love that counterpoint
No,
when I say that. Tell
no,
me why not?
no.
Why not?
Because that's the same for the same reason that Sudi was telling you, repeal the 19th, because women are too emotional. Do you really, let me ask you something. Do you really want a woman, okay, who might be menopausal, who might be moody that day, with the power to press a button, okay, to launch nuclear weapons? You really want that? Are you kidding me?
But don't you think that she would know how to run the country as a president
Hell
because
no.
if her
Hell
husband was a
no.
president?
Hell
This is
no.
coming from a woman. I'm just joking with you, but you're a
No.
woman. You say, why would you think that? You're a woman.
Because
Shouldn't you be backing it up like woman
no,
power,
no.
woman
And
rights?
see, that's a problem. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I should be backing up a woman being president. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And it's because of a woman, I'm telling you, that would be extremely destructive for the nation. Extremely destructive.
Right.
A woman should never be president, ever, ever, ever. Okay, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
I won't even tell you who I would pick to be the president. You would be tripped out. I know what my candidate would be too. I would vote for her today.
Go ahead and tell me.
Michelle Obama.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, I mean, to be technical, she doesn't really count as a woman, so.
No
But
shade,
no.
no shade.
But no. Why don't you bring on other people? Bring Suni back.
I can't believe you. Those women are gonna get you. She's gonna say, "Oh, she said women shouldn't be president."
Oh, I'm sure.
Phenomenal. You're back.
So what y'all
You
saying
there?
about my
She's like,
Nubian
"Stop."
goddess
Here we go.
not being a woman?
Here we go. Big Mike, you know who
No.
I'm talking about.
Listen, with all due respect, listen, I ain't up here to like be choking nobody's chain or whatever. You're welcome to your opinions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I learned a long time ago in college that when I was in a debate class that, listen, you can have 100 things that states facts, and I can have 100 things that state facts about the same particular issue, right? So we got to think of like who's really right here. You know what I mean? And that's what debates do, right? Debates go back and forth, and you might say why, and I might say why. We're talking about the same particular situation, and we just have two different facts that goes with that, right? There's always 1,000 facts to go with one situation. What I do want to say is that sometimes when I do hear people stating that women can't do certain things, it kind of makes me feel like they put women in a mindset or the position of like a child. And it's almost like they're saying, well, women are not strong enough to do this. They're weak and they can't do this. And I feel like the power in a woman is so incredible. And I feel like we as women have been conditioned sometimes to believe that we are the lesser than. And there's nothing more stronger than a woman on this earth. Hell, we bring life from another dimension.
See,
however, I don't like when, one second, I don't like when and this is just my opinion. Not saying that trying to ridicule you or whatever. So I'm gonna respect you as much as I want y'all to respect me. But I feel like women is the most powerful things. I believe women are the gods of this earth. And I believe that we have been conditioned to believe that we are lesser than. And I don't like that because it puts us in a state of like we need to be coddled all the time, or we need to be taken care of. We can't think on our own. We can't make a move on our own. So I just it irritates me sometimes, but I understand where people are coming from. I listen to people, and I'm not here to change nobody's mind because ain't nobody changing minds. You know what I mean? I just like to hear people's standpoint.
So I'm a Latina woman. Okay, so in my culture, men are very important. Okay, I'm going to say something that's probably going to trigger you. But what you just said, I think, is a mindset that exists mainly amongst women in the Black community. And that is because y'all have been so conditioned to do it on your own without a man that you now see yourself equal to a man.
I'm listening.
That's my personal belief. And I say that because, you know, Suni mentioned it in the comments that the statistics prove it. There are so many single Black mothers out there raising children without the father. And you hear it. I was just posting today, okay, a Brittany Renner, okay, that she went on, you know, she did an interview with Deion Sanders. And if you watch that, she's talking to a room of football players who are going to be potential NFL players, but they're all Black men. You have to ask yourself this. Why is that? Because it's Black men that are falling for these types of chicks like Brittany Renner, who just want to chase after the bag, okay? Want to get knocked up by some ball player, right? And get set up and taken care of for the rest of her life. she went on a live and she said for herself, don't let a man be your financial plan. Do it for yourself. This is the mindset that women are being taught, that it is admirable to do things for yourself, okay? That you should strive to be the strong, independent woman, when in fact, you should strive to be a woman, okay? To do the things that women do, which is nurture, take care of the home, love our children, birth children, okay? And strive to find a man who takes care of you, who leads, who you can depend on. And there should be nothing to look down upon with that. And that's where I get lost with it.
Okay, so
Can I say one
obviously
thing,
you don't believe me,
phenomenal?
so I'm gonna tell you about me.
Can I say one-
I am nowhere, shape, or form
can I
that
say
don't
one
believe
thing,
that a
phenomenal?
man can't lead, and I'm nowhere, shape, or form that don't believe that a man can't. Well, let me say not lead. Let me say the head of the household, the financial business, or whatever. But if we talking about civilization and spirituality is where I'm from, and even though the women did the house things and make sure their husband was okay and their kids okay, they also still had a financial plan of action in case they man did not meet the standards or they fell off or anything happened to them, right? Somewhere we got lost in translation where we thought that women shouldn't do nothing but bear children and take care of the household, right? Somewhere in line we lost that connection where we thought that all women were good enough to do is to be a mom, barefoot pregnant, right? The scenario they always said, barefoot pregnant in the kitchen. Where biblically, women, it said, yeah, you rise up with your family and you get your family prepped for the day. You take care of the household and stuff like that. And then after all those things, she went out to the vineyards of workmanship in order to make sure that she provided for her family as well. So women was the jack of all trades, if you like to say. However, I do agree with you when I say that in America, there's a demographic of women, not saying just Black women, there's a demographic of women who believe that a man shouldn't financially carry the household, or a man shouldn't be the leader, or the man shouldn't be the head, or whatever, right? So I do agree that in America, there are a demographic of women that believe that. Heck, I had this topic on my page, not like several times, because people yelled at me because I said I'm an 80-20 girl. And I feel like the man should be taking care of the household 80%, because there is a 20% percentage that you're supposed to be doing financially, because biblically it said that too. And if you don't believe me, you can read it. If you don't believe in the Bible, that's on you. That don't got nothing to do with me. But biblically it says that too. So I'm in a mindset of biblically thinking of like, yeah, your husband did that, but you worked too. It wasn't just him working. And that plan was set up because nothing is guaranteed that he will live forever. And nothing's guaranteed that your husband will generate enough wealth that you and them children will be okay if he was dead and gone. Nothing's guaranteed. So to me, that was God's way of guaranteeing that you will be able to financially carry your family if something happened to your spouse before you left. But a lot of people don't agree with that, and that's fine. But that's where I'm at.
And phenomenal, I agree with you 100%. It seems like a lot of this talk nowadays is about like people can't accept the women in a position of power. It's all about it has to be based on the man. When a woman can be independent and don't have to. Yes, shake your head, because it is. It's like it seems like a lot of conversations is like going on harsh on, the independent woman. What are they supposed to do when the man walks away? They got to fend for themselves. So that's what I agree with you, phenomenal, and that's what I be feeling the same way.
You know what's funny is you said, what are they supposed to do when the man walks away? It's funny, when I found my husband, I didn't think about, well, what am I going to do if he walks away? I married a good man, a man that proved to me that he was a provider and a leader, okay? And until he proved that to me, I did not give him myself, okay? And when I gave him myself, okay, I submitted to him. And I go by what the Bible says. And I am the type of wife and the type of partner that is described, okay, biblically. That's what I do. Now I feel phenomenal. Like I get what you're saying, but I really feel like you really didn't answer my question. And then you brought up this 80-20 thing. where you think the man should be doing 80%, you should be doing 20, but at the same time, you just said, women are the most powerful creatures, and yada yada yada. I feel like you're completely
because the woman, to me, in my opinion, the woman does more than a man. But that's my opinion. See, the problem is here. The problem that I think we're having here is that we're on different mindsets of opinion, right?
Yeah.
And so when I think of a woman being the most powerful thing, if you look, you saying you're biblical, right? So if you look at Proverbs 31, which the word of God says that that's what we're supposed to follow after in order to know how to be a good wife, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you look at Proverbs 31 and you look at 1 through 9, that's all the man got, right? That's his responsibility, right? But then 10 through 31 is us. So as you read through that parable, it tells you how the woman got up and she cooked and cleaned and did all that stuff for her family, but she also went out and worked. So when I say women are powerful, it's because the man is the spiritual leader. He's supposed to be the one that's praying to God to know how to operate with his wife. He's the one supposed to be teaching his household, but the woman is also there. It's like he's the head and she's the neck, and you can't have one without the other. And I understand that you don't understand me, but I don't think you're trying to understand me. I think that sometimes when it comes in conversation, everybody wants to be right, but no one wants to just say, okay, you know what? It's not where I'm at, but I understand where you're coming from. And like with me, with you, I understand where you're coming from as far as that goes with you and your cultural beliefs.
Are you married, Sincere?
No, just girlfriend.
And I didn't request
to
come up.
I'm
He
sorry, hold on.
me, FYI.
I'm sorry. I asked Sincere. Are you married, Sincere?
No, just a girlfriend. I told you, just a girlfriend.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Sincere. Phenomenal. My bad.
Right.
I'm sorry, I can't keep up with all
you might not like this, and it might get you in a ramble, but I don't believe in traditional marriage.
Gotcha. Why don't you believe in traditional marriage?
I'm not snoring.
I don't believe in traditional marriage. It's a long story, but what'd you say, Sincere?
Somebody thought I was sleeping because I usually fall asleep on the live. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did that with me one night. I'm like, what? I'm thinking this is talking and he's out.
So why don't you believe in traditional marriage? Considering
a lot of expectations.
Considering you quoted the Bible to me, I'm really curious to know.
Shut up, Kevin. Kevin. I wish you wasn't even here.
Kevin,
so I don't believe in traditional marriage when it comes to the paperwork aspect. I believe in spiritual connections, and I believe that consummation is marriage. So
you believe wait. You believe that consummation is marriage? So when you have sex with a guy, that means you're married?
Well, the word of God says that in the beginning. If you read it, he said that when you lay down with a man, you become one with him, and you become his spiritual connection. Y'all become one. Mm-hmm. I mean, you say you read the Bible, that's in the word.
Okay, are you spiritually married right now?
No,
I'm not spiritually married to anybody right now.
Can you break that word down? What you just word spiritually married right now? I want to actually know like the context. Like what is when people use that word? I want to know.
Hypocrisy. Like, oh God.
No, I want to know. What's the question?
No. I'm reading the comments.
Who are you asking to break it down? Because that wasn't my word.
You were
No.
phenomenal.
I'm using it because she said spiritually married.
Right. I want to know. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean?
I'll let her break that down because I don't know what that means.
Okay. And once again, I'm gonna say this again.
This is a good conversation.
Everything that I say works well for my life, not for everybody else's.
Oh, yeah,
so I don't want nobody like I know how you guys like to type and tussle.
Yeah. I didn't know he was I honestly phenomenal. I did not intend for it to go the comments to go off. Like this chat is going off. Everybody on here, this panel, this live is going off.
Can we get to the definition?
Shut up, Kev. Because I know what Kev's talking about because we had a topic the other day, but I was just trying to ruffle your feathers, Kev, because I love that.
You should bring Kev up.
Okay, real quick, give me the definition because I'm about to jump off and go to a different life.
Okay.
No, well, just for me, spiritual connection means when you are with somebody and you're divinely connected to the Most High. Once you guys intertwine sexually, you guys become one, as the word says, consummation. And so that to me is the brief definition of what consummation means
I know.
when it comes to spiritual sex, and that's why we're not supposed to. Even though I don't, I've did my dirt,
Hey,
but
let
we're
me
not
ask.
supposed to just lay down with anybody.
So
Let me say something. Let me say something. Why you just don't stay? The conversation is flowing good. Why you gotta leave? Keep
because
talking. Have a
no,
conversation. It's good. I'm enjoying it. Stay with
no,
us. Stay for a while.
because I'll be honest with you, and phenomenal. Please do not take this as
It's
a
okay.
personal attack because I don't know you. I'm just going based on what
Listen,
you're telling me.
sweetie, nothing you can say is going to offend me because what you think is not what I think. What works for you
Perfect.
might not work for me.
Yeah, it's a good
Perfect.
conversation. I
Perfect.
was
I
learning.
love that. I think that's a great answer. Now, that being said, I think what you just said was a bunch of BS.
Oh,
And I think it's
Okay.
and I think
You
it's
say
a
it.
whole cop out to make an excuse for the reason that you cannot get a man to commit to you. Okay? Because
What?
yes, I'm sorry. I said it. I
Hold
dropped the
on.
mic on you. I'm
Hold
sorry.
on. Hold on. So you're saying what you're saying is in your logic, blame the woman because the man walks away. Is what you're saying?
Of course you would say that.
Break it down. Break it
Of
down.
course
Break
you
it
would
down.
say
I
that.
think
Since
what
you're saying it,
okay,
break
I
it down.
think
Hold on, Mel. I want to hear the
I think
logic.
she misunderstood what I
No.
was saying,
Hold
but
on,
it's
hold on,
No,
phenomenal.
sincere.
Respect,
Go ahead.
did
respectfully,
not.
just let her say her point. I want to know the logic.
I
Go
did
ahead.
not.
What's
Okay.
yours?
Listen, a man wants a woman who's going to take care of his home, who's going to hold it down with his children, who's going to have dinner on the table when he gets
Okay.
there, who's going to have his
So,
underwear folded, washed by the time he gets home. Okay.
so
I don't care how you want to justify
no. Let me ask you a
spiritual.
question. So when it comes to you and the man, right, in the relationship, right, or in the marriage, he has to be the sole provider, right?
Yeah. Yes. I mean,
Okay.
that's what I signed up for. Yes.
Okay.
And
So
and
what?
and to keep it
Go
real, I've been married
ahead.
22 years.
There's
Okay.
nothing.
One
There's
time.
nothing with a man that provides. I
Hold
mean, there's
on.
nothing wrong with that.
Hold
The only difference between what you are saying and what I'm saying is that you believe in traditional paperwork, and I'm saying that not necessarily. You don't necessarily need paperwork. That's the difference. And paperwork only came into play in the beginning of civilization because women were still in what your definition of what you're saying, and when they were lose their virginity, they were considered damaged goods. Agreed. So therefore, if a man divorced them, because remember, women couldn't divorce their man. If a man divorced them,
on.
they would have to go back to their family or find another means of taking care of themselves, especially if they had children.
Well,
So paperwork came
first
into
of all,
play
back
to
then,
bind
divorce.
him.
First of all, back then there was no paperwork and there was no divorce.
Yeah, that's what I
because
said. Paperwork came into play because a lot of women were getting divorced with no kind of financial obligation to the man who promised her family
no.
that he was going to take care of her for life. So when paperwork came into play,
If you look in the past, there was no divorce. Okay, men took a wife when she was 15 years old, and he trained her to be the wife that he needed.
but wait a
And
second.
she
Divorce
listened,
came
and
into
she kept
play.
her mouth shut, and she was a good wife. And even when it wasn't working out, she died. An unhappy but married woman. Okay, that's how women were back in the day.
go ahead,
Just so you
man.
know, women
Go
these
ahead, man.
days don't know nothing about that type of commitment.
Okay.
Because y'all
Hold
talking
on.
about spiritual marriage, okay? Which is a bunch of bullshit.
Okay,
No,
I do
I
want to
disagree.
counteract something that
No,
you
because
said.
it's not. No,
Phenomenal.
Let
Let me say
that's her.
something. Let me say
Listen.
something,
That's her.
phenomenal.
That's her. That's how she feels, and that's
No,
okay.
it's okay.
Like
It's okay.
there's
I'm
no
just,
ridicule. I
yeah.
understand what you're saying, sincere. Everything she's saying, it's not hurting me
No,
because the way she living her life is not necessarily the way anybody else has to live their life.
no.
So she's her opinion of her life status is valid.
Right.
Like you can't get upset
No,
when people
nobody's.
don't agree with you because at the end of the day,
No.
that's the way she lives her life.
God, but you got.
Go ahead, Mel.
I
Oh my
just wanted to
God.
counteract something.
What?
Okay, because you're saying that that divorce didn't really exist back then, but it did, because that's what kings did. That's what foreigners did. They did
What?
during the 1700s. Did they not? That's what broke the Catholic Church.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Listen. Y'all are going back in time, and y'all have no idea what you're talking about when it comes to to being married, to being a committed wife. Your idea of marriage is so like beneath.
Are you speaking to
like,
me or to Phenomenal?
You gotta let
well,
me.
well,
No, no,
let me
no.
ask you. I don't know who
Don't
you are.
don't get upset though, y'all.
I'm not.
Y'all have to
I'm asking her a
understand that.
question.
Yeah,
She
y'all have
doesn't
to
understand.
understand. Just because somebody feels this way, don't mean have to get upset.
I'm
Because
not
at
mad
the end
at
of the day, when
her.
she go to sleep, we
Well,
go sleep, we're
no,
gonna wake up. Yeah. Okay,
nobody's
go ahead.
getting upset.
I
Nobody's
think
getting
she's a
upset,
nice lady. I don't know her.
nobody's
Oh
getting
my God.
upset. But you guys, I this is why I kind of want to jump off the live, because I find it so difficult to talk about this with people who have no idea what they're talking about because they have no experience with it.
Are you saying
So
that we
you
don't?
believe? So you
I
believe a
know.
wife is supposed to be you? So you no. This is not about. This is the thing. Like I told Suni earlier, it's okay if you feel like somebody don't believe it. Then if you're on a platform talking about it, then educate them. Don't get upset or say or try to berate them or belittle them because they're not at the mindset you're at. It's all about education and elevation, correct?
Well,
Just like you hold on. You have children, right?
yes.
And your children have. I'm pretty sure because everybody been seeing this in kids come up with the most lavish ideals or mindset, right? Do you get impatient with them or do you educate them or do you train them? Are you patient with them enough to educate them in order to make sure that they understand the proper way of that particular situation? Or do you get frustrated and say, the way you're thinking is just so bizarre? It's all about education, baby. It's all about comprehension.
Actually, it's all about consistency and demonstrating what you're actually talking about, what's coming out of your mouth. So to answer your question,
demonstrate.
I don't just talk to my children. My children actually see okay, the benefits of doing things the way I'm teaching them to do things. They see the benefit.
Can I ask you a question? Are you educating them on generational wealth?
On generational wealth?
Yes.
That word is not. That's a word that comes from the Black community. That's not a
No,
word that
that's
we
an
talk
actual.
about.
Let me just finish.
Listen, I'm educating
Just
my
give me a
children.
chance. Just hear me out. Just hear me out.
No.
Let me
Hear me
just
out.
hear me out.
I'm educating my children. You asked me a question, I'm going to answer it. I'm educating my children, okay, to follow their purpose in life, whatever that is, okay? Do it to the best of their ability and be successful in life. Now, in my household, successful doesn't equal dollar signs. Okay. So that's why I say the word generational wealth. Growing up as a Latina woman.
You know why I say generational wealth? Because
I know why.
Wait, hold on. Just give me a chance.
Go ahead.
Generational wealth is not only from my family. We do generational wealth. We don't just surrounded just on the money aspect. We think about resources, education, knowledge, building the whole community in a whole, so everybody else can be successful through the whole spectrum in the community. That's a good generational wealth, because not only are you supposed to just tell the kid about finances, money, you have to break it down to them on education. Education is something that I would support when it comes to generational wealth.
Okay, now, so tell me particularly you, what you have done to create generational wealth in your community. You.
Me? My nieces and nephews, putting them in college, and now they're going to be able to have doctorate degrees, to be able to be doctors and nurses, how to be firemen, to be police officers, because we provided finances and money and education for them to be in college right now.
So you yourself paying for their college?
No, yes, me and my family, because that's a generational wealth. We're thinking of a way for.
Think about your background, ma'am, if you don't mind me asking.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
What do you mean, my background? Like my career?
No, your ethnicity.
Oh, I'm Puerto Rican and Argentine.
Okay. Right. So do Hispanics not do that when they bring their families over to America, and as far as generational wealth, or do the Jews not do it, or the Italians, or the Irish? Because you said Black,
it's a great tool to use.
So in my community, I don't even like to say the word community, because it's basically, if you want to succeed, then you go out and succeed. Nobody's helping you. In fact, in my community, okay, they will give you every reason not to succeed. So they push against you, okay, which makes you want to go further, which makes you want to push harder. That's how we do it in our community. It is not acceptable to be
Community
anything
or
less
your
than your
family?
best.
Yeah,
I
because
agree.
I was about to say
Yeah,
I'm a I've
Offense to
worked
you.
with a
No,
lot
no,
of
no. The
Latino
reason,
families, so that's not just a black
wait, wait,
person
wait.
thing.
Phenomenal. Hold
and
on.
hold on,
Because
hold on, Mel. Hold on, Mel. The pin comment is exactly saying what I was saying with the generational wealth. Exactly what I was saying to y'all. That's exactly what I was
because
doing.
this is this. I understand you don't equate money as
Man,
value in regards to your children's life moving forward.
facts.
I get that. But at the same time, you want them to be able to survive in today's world, correct? They will need to make some sort of income. So at some
Yes.
point,
I
money
mean,
does hold some type of value. Number two,
absolutely.
and then, but wait, you spoke. But also, it's not just within the Black community; it's within every community
Yeah,
because we all have to survive.
well,
So for you to just
what you're missing my
specify,
point is in your community, and I don't know what ethnicity you are. I can't really tell by your picture, but in your
uh-huh.
community, I think you guys see it as we have to all bring everybody with us, right? I am Puerto Rican and Argentine. I know nothing else but growing up in a Latino household. Okay.
Okay. Mhm.
I never once heard the word generational wealth. I did hear the words be successful. Okay. Whatever that means. I have a 20-year-old daughter. She is going to real estate school. Okay. Because I have always told her, don't
And
go work for somebody else. Create your own
and
business.
that's what I'm
Make your
saying to
own
you.
money.
That's why I said it to you,
That's how
Mo. It's a
we,
good
but
thing to you,
So
generational wealth. It's a good
are
thing.
you
That's
saying
like,
that only in black communities
no,
do they bring up the word generational wealth?
no.
that's the only
It's
place
no,
that's the only place I've heard it.
yeah.
I have
But it,
never heard it in my
But
community.
how does that so when in the Latino community they're all about families working together to build wealth together so that their families are not in lack?
yes.
And
Because
that's why
I've
they
worked
bring
with a
them
lot of
over
Latino families and they're all about that. I used to feel sorry for some of them girls because they'll all be like 16 working jobs, putting money in a pit to build land over in their
their
native
countries.
country in
But
order to grow to
Yeah.
buy property and stuff. So my thing is,
but
how
you
are you
guys,
saying that that's only black community? When I personally work with Latino communities, Latino families, who they're all about. I mean, they're all about family wealth. They're not about nobody else's wealth. They're all about building wealth within their family unit. So I don't
but you
understand how
know
you're saying
what?
that's just
Hold
a
up.
black thing.
No, it's not that the concept is not just a black thing, but that generational wealth word, it is a black thing. Okay. Now,
But either way,
hold
it's the
up.
same thing,
It's
even
a
if
great
it's not
tool
the
to
same
use.
word.
It's a great tool to use, especially with a family.
let me give you an example. Okay. When you see people from Africa, Africans come over here, when you see Mexicans come over here, when you see Salvadorians come over here, when you see anybody from a Latin country or from another country,
Okay, I got you.
when they come over here, the first thing they do is take advantage of every program they can to get ahead. Okay, not government programs, not welfare. Okay, they're working on yes, oh yes. Now, I'm not talking about those little thoughts.
There's less
Listen,
African Americans or government
Whoa.
programs.
All right.
Now, come on now.
No,
No.
let her talk. Let her
Come on now.
Let her
No,
finish.
I'm trying to tell you.
You can't. It sounds like this. Look, I like talking to Suni because I gave Suni the floor and she gave me the floor. And even though we didn't agree, we agreed to disagree. But you come off very condescending and very demeaning to a different
I'm not
particular
Sunni.
demographic.
I'm not Sunni.
You said on more than one occasion, black community,
I
which
am
makes
not
me
Sunni.
believe that you have a negative thought pattern about the black community.
Oh,
Now,
no,
I respect
baby.
Sunni, and I don't have a problem with
Her
Sunni.
name's not.
And I see Sunni in the comment section, and I'm like, I thought we was good because I respected where Sunni was coming from. Sunni not one time never said, "Oh, this is a problem with this." That she tried to help us understand where she was coming from. But it sounds like with you, it's like because we don't think the way you think that we're unnecessarily wrong.
No,
And
I
you
don't
come
get
off
that.
in a demeaning,
No.
way.
I'm
In
not.
order for people to arise out of the ashes, you have to be willing to educate and be patient with people. Just because someone is not on the same accord or the same mindset as you does not make them necessarily wrong. They might still need some training. they might need some
I
more
agree.
education. So you
I
have to
agree.
realize that.
I agree with you.
And you
I,
said the Black community several times in here, and it's starting to make me believe that you have a negative thought pattern about how you feel about Black community, and I don't think
well,
that's
no,
fair
no, no.
because
It's only because you brought up things that I specifically am attributing to the Black community, just like
I
there's
think
certain
you
things that
equate
attribute to my community,
that's where
right?
you heard it.
Equated to that. Now, you're Black, I'm Hispanic, so we can't speak on anything else but what we know, right? You speak on what goes on in the Black community, I speak on what goes on in my community. It is what it is. Now, I will say this. I am going to leave this live.
I'm sorry.
Phenomenal,
No.
and I think this girl
I'm blessed, Mel.
They're saying a lot.
I
They're
hope you
saying,
have a great evening. I
they're,
don't
they're
have
saying
any
a lot.
animosity
They're saying a lot,
towards
Mo.
you, if
So
anything.
I appreciate
you gotta do what you gotta do, Mo.
I
Thank you
appreciate
so
the
much.
conversation.
Listen,
Yeah,
I respect.
yeah.
Listen, and I want you to tell. I'm going to tell you this. I
Get
have no
out.
hard feelings against her
Get
or
out of
anything,
here.
so I
Get
respect where she was
out
coming
of
from.
here.
Bring Stink
Out
up
of
here
here.
because I was trying to understand what
Out
Stink was
of here.
saying.
We've been doing it all day. They try to tear down our Black community.
But listen, hold on, sister. You can't think like that. You got to understand. Just because someone
Phenomenal.
thinks a different way,
Phenomenal.
you can't.
See, this is my thing. This is my thing. Don't feed into the agenda, the narrative.
It's not about feeding.
No.
You got to understand. You can huff and puff till the cows come home. Everybody's not going to think the way you want them to think. Or is this Stink? Who is this?
No,
Billy
this is not. This
Kid.
is somebody else.
Where's Stink at?
Billy Kid 512.
I thought you was bringing.
How y'all doing?
Hi, how are you?
Yo,
Hi, sweetie.
Philly Kid. This is you have to understand, and this is what I'm telling you the truth.
I can't hear. He got too much wind in his
You
background.
can hear me. Every time I say something phenomenal, I can't even get off the statement because you keep saying
I can't really hear you though because of the wind in the background.
There's no wind.
Of the person
I don't have no wind. There's no wind.
No, it's not you. It's the other person. He's in the vehicle.
Oh, is that Philly Kid with the wind?
Okay, I'll
Listen
drop
to this
out.
conversation, Philly. We about to really have a conversation. My thing. Can you hear me now, Phenomenal? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Only thing Phenomenal that what I was wondering, Phenomenal, every time the girl came on the live and I tried to call it out and check something, Phenomenal, you kept saying sincere. And I had to mute, you gotta give us, that's how I operate. I'm gonna say the
Okay, I apologize.
Phenomenal.
I apologize.
Yeah, these people they gonna run.
Hold on, you accept my apology?
Yeah, I accept your apology. Mel,
I was just I know where you standpoint. I wanted to hear what they were actually saying.
Yeah, they knew already.
I honestly, I get I get her perspective. Do I agree with it?
I thought we was good, Suni, and I felt like you was bashing me in the comments, Suni. I thought we was good.
Phenomenal.
I thought we had a healthy conversation.
Listen to me, Phenomenal.
Who is Suni? I'm so lost.
Listen to me.
She was up here before.
Just listen to me. Just listen to me.
Can you bring Stink up?
Oh my God! Let me say something for now.
All right, go ahead. Let me be quiet.
Hold on, let me bring up for Steve. He gone. She black. Oh,
Definitely in the wind.
she gone. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring it. You need to run for the White House.
Phenomenal.
Hold on, Phenomenal.
Go ahead, Sincere.
You have to understand, these people tear down our community. We call them out. Don't give them no compassion, Phenomenal. You keep saying Sincere. Don't say that. Sincere. Let her talk. Don't let her talk. I'm gonna keep cutting her off, man, because they tear down the community. That's what they do.
Well, you guys are also. You know what? I have a question, and I have a question.
I need to get in the White House. Somebody need to be my vice president. We about to go in the White House. But
I just have a quick question.
If you running it, I'm definitely leaving the country.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll still be the United States of America's president. America will be having a ball.
I'm definitely up out of this country.
But I have a quick question. Do you think, because they put us together, unfortunately, as minorities, as the Hispanic and Black community.
Right.
But but realistically, aren't Hispanics morally European? Like, yes, they were broken out. They did go into other countries and were mixed with Indian and Black, but realistically, they are European, and they put us together as if we had the same struggle. We don't.
Yeah, because I've heard that
So,
before. They have
and
said
I
that black people are
know,
European. Now they have said that black people are Europeans. They have
so
European.
of course their mindset or what they're generally taught is different from ours. So that's why you have to respect where she's coming from. It's not the fact, yeah, she did come off a little condescending, of course, but also that's her ignorance, and she's not willing to accept that ignorance of it.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I felt like I felt a little attack, and I'm like, I'm the most reasonable person when it comes to other people.
But no, but it's
where's
the lack of
Speaker? I feel beat up.
No, she let it loose.
But it's the lack of understanding, and but you have to understand why Phenomenal was more calm, because she understands there's a lack of understanding, there's a lack of knowledge, and a lack of
I'm afraid Slooney to come over there. I just felt like your friend.
Right.
I'm like, damn.
Right.
I thought me and Slooney, I thought me and you had a good conversation, Slooney. Right. And then you was in the comments like almost felt like you was like pushing me back.
And we gave you the floor.
You was on the rise of uprising me. I felt bad.
Hey, we gave her the floor. We gave
okay.
We was
okay, Slooney, I will. I sent you a follow when you go live. I should see it.
But going back to what we were just discussing is the fact, like, because there's a lack of willingness to see a different view, you can't get mad, because she has to be willing to be able to receive the information as well. And if she's not willing to receive it, you can tell her whatever you want till you're blue in the face. She doesn't have a willingness to care, let alone understand.
That's a fact. That's any other conversation.
So that's why you can't get angry at her opinion.
I need my girls think. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong?
I don't know.
So he brings up something like, well, what policy? I'm like, yo, we're talking about social things. We're talking about the how people think, how people act. And he can't defend himself in that sense. So he has to go, well, what about policy? I'm like, but no one's talking about policy.
Yeah.
And I realized I have to start doing that. I didn't want to have to start doing it, but I got to start telling people like, yo, okay, I hear that conversation. We could do that. A separate conversation. Do you want to do a whole separate conversation because they be trying to mix it, and that's when they try and get you frazzled. Mo came back though. I seen her. I was like, yo, Mo. I was like, damn, they getting her. She. I was like, no way. Boom. I was like, all right.
Did you like how she quoted the Bible up and down about what it says about a man and a woman, and then asked her if she was married, and she was like, I don't believe in that.
Now she prefaces it with, you may not. She kept saying what you like think and what you feel and what you ain't gonna like. And I'm like, just talk. Stop saying what you think. She's a bully, yo. I know a bully when I see a bully. She's big, so she's used to bullying women. And then, especially if she see a woman that's light skinned or Latino or something like that, she's used to that. But she wants to come off reasonable on camera. But you can see her trying real hard to not go back into her bully ways. She's trying. It was all. That's why every time she was saying stuff, I was like, yo, she dissing you on the low. She was like, yeah, if their intellect ain't where your intellect is at, meaning saying that you're not smart enough.
No. I caught it all. Even when she was like, it's okay, sis. I respect what you're saying, all this other stuff. And I was like, I don't respect what you're saying.
Once they start hitting that sis, once they hit sis, I'm like, I don't listen to them.
I was thinking like Precious vibes, Lizzo vibes.
See, now you're going the most chill.
Sony is cool. I'm like, why are you?
My thing is like, these things have to be called out. We know, like, these people in the chat right now, in the comments, they know exactly how these people move. So, like, when Phenomenal telling me be quiet, we fact check it. We call it out. Like, we have to.
Listen, I apologize for telling you to be quiet. That was not my duty, nor I was not this is your platform.
Yeah.
However, what I was trying to say to you, Sincere, sometimes if you want somebody to look like a fool, you let them keep talking.
Yeah,
Right.
I can agree
Right.
with that.
And the thing is that I understand their mindset.
Exactly.
I can't say
However,
dare because she can't speak for a whole community. Because I'm gonna say her.
no, I'm not talking about. No, when I say there, I mean two different individuals that were on the platform. Okay. So I do understand their mindset, but sometimes, Sincere, you get to talking, and it comes across to make you look like the crazy person when really it could be the talking dog in the corner.
Yeah.
So you gotta allow. Sometimes you gotta allow people to write their own fucking story of disaster or whatever it may be. I'm cluttered right now. Like, you know what I mean? But you can't always like interrupt people because you gotta allow them to have some kind of I'm not coming over there soon because I'm not in the mood to get attacked. And I don't want your followers to be jumping on me, honey, because I'm a nice person.
No,
you wanted to give her the rope so she could hang herself.
No, yeah, exactly.
That's what Phenomenal was trying to do. She's trying to give her she was like, oh, you got the rope? Okay, well, you go about to put it around your neck and you're about to hang. And that's what she was doing, but you didn't allow her to.
What is the pin person's name? He says that sometimes as Black we need to speak out instead of respecting their feelings. I'm all for that. It's just appropriate timing sometimes, you know? Like you let them talk and you sit back and you take your breather and you take in what they're saying. And when I say they, I mean anyone else talking. I don't mean a certain demographic, culture, race, or nothing like that. I'm just meaning the opposite person. And then it's your turn. You know, it's just dialogue. It's just out of respect. It's not necessarily letting them overcome or supersede the conversation. He said we've been nice too long.
No, I don't think
I don't know if that's a woman or a man, by the way. I don't want to say anything. But
I wouldn't mind having a conversation with you, Sunni. And because I feel like you did, Sunni, you did hear me out, and I was able to hear you out. And even if we didn't agree, we didn't demean or ridicule each other on our difference of opinion or difference of facts or whatever it may have been. So I don't mind having a conversation with you, but I can't have a conversation with people who are trying to vote me into an unhealthy energy.
Right.
But I don't mind, like, Sunni, being on your platform. I'm interested to hear what you think. Like I love to learn.
Right.
I do. Right. I mean, that's why I'm glad I found Sincere's platform. I think that Sincere does hold a platform that brings up discussion. And I don't mind hearing it.
Right.
Do he kind of sometimes he want people to be on his I'm right team? Yeah. But I respect your platform. Yeah, I respect the platform. But I almost felt a little bit of when not Sunni, but the second lady came up, I almost felt a little bit of that
attack.
And I might be wrong, but I felt a little bit of that Black people, like I felt that energy of her thinking
negative
like
connotation.
Yeah.
It was always
and it brought me back to feeling like how disconnected all the cultures are. Of understanding
but we're all
each
one
other.
of
Like
the same. We
don't
even understand how we're all really correlated together because we're all still human. And the thing about it is also at the same time, but the reason I just want to piggyback on something you said, because you're like, you wanted you wanted to respect her and listen to her. But the moment if you would have went screaming and barking at what she said, you would have been the angry Black person. You understand what I'm saying? You would have been that picture real quick.
Right.
I'm only angry on my own platform.
But I agree.
Mel, Stink don't know me, but on my platform, I am the crazy argument person. But other people, I want to hear what other people say.
I'm gonna say she a little bit.
Okay, I appreciate that, Sunni. I would definitely do that then. As long as I got your word now, I would definitely do that. I'm always open to understanding where people coming from. Or, hell, I might learn something from it. Like I took something from what Sunni said earlier. Little did y'all know was that I think that we should build a community around us and build our wealth within there, or build ourselves within there. I did kind of understand where she was coming from. I wanted to understand more of that part, like, because I never thought of it that way. Like, let's not have government leaders, but lead our own community. I never thought of it that way.
That would be
And I
only
want to know
utopia, but
more
I don't.
about that. Like, I took something from Sunni,
Right.
even though some of the stuff I didn't agree, but I took that part. I was like, okay, I want to learn more about that. So now that's something I'm gonna research. Like, is that possible? How is that possible? What steps do I need to take as myself to get there? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I respect that. I'm
I'll
still be bouncing that ass on camera though for a while, but you know, I respect
Oh
everything else.
Lord! Well, at least throw it in a circle.
Listen, you already know. Listen, I told look, your friend, the doc, followed me, and I said in my head, I said, well, I hope she know I don't need no therapy. This is therapeutic. Bounce that ass, because I'm naked all the time. So I'm like, she done followed me. You know, the one that they was saying with her glasses. The boys kept talking about her glasses thing.
My boy.
Remember when I was on your platform that day? The lady with the glasses, she was like the
older woman
or something.
Yeah, the older woman on my platform.
Yeah, with the glasses, and you kept telling me like, quit talking about her glasses. She followed me, and I was like, oh, she know this. I don't need no therapy, but she wants to see a lot of.
You see what Philly Kid?
Oh, I know you're talking about the counselor. I know exactly what you're talking about.
We need to listen to Malcolm X's messages. Okay, I'm assuming you meant listen. First of all, wait a second. There's two different types of Malcolm X. Are you talking about before Mecca or after Mecca?
Oh, after Mecca.
We need to know that real clear when you make that statement, because he retracted a lot of things that he said after Mecca, and that's what people forget to think about.
Very true.
Because he wanted to do all his enemies, as far as Martin Luther King Jr., like other leaders that were in the game during that time. He said it himself. He wanted to be friends with them now, a year before he died. So you have to honestly understand. But also there's a retraction from Martin Luther King. He said he wished that he took Malcolm X's approach as well to a point. So you could think one way today and then tomorrow be a whole different person when you have more knowledge. So I need to know before Mecca or after Mecca. Both.
Well, you know what? I guess that's fair too to
you can
differentiate.
Take a little bit from, I guess he wants to take a little bit from each side. Okay.
Right. Oh, I just saw who that is. Hi, Philly Kid. Yeah, I sometimes as Black women to speak out instead of respecting them. I want to come back and talk to them. Suni wants to come back and talk to us.
I thought she was just live. I thought I just seen her live.
I want to follow her to see her platform.
Listen, Sony, I can't come on your live right now with that girl up there.
Wait. She said it's tricky. Her comment says y'all can't be scared. I'm not scared. I just don't tolerate disrespect.
No, this is what they do. Yeah. This is what they do, Stank. They always want you to run on their platform. If they want to talk to us, they can come right here and we can have a whole conversation.
I mean, everybody has their own page, Sincere, right. So it's okay if she wants that.
I'm not running over there. Stank. I'm staying on my own platform, have my own conversation.
I want to go over there, but I know that I don't want to go right now with the young lady that she has up there right now.
Is that the woman who just got down?
She's ready to have a conversation with me in the way that I like to have.
Oh, she's probably talking mad shit about us right now, but it's okay.
I'm not worried. Let her talk.
Well, I don't care if people talk.
Why do you assume that she's talking about you? You think it was that bad?
Sony said, I didn't ask. Were you sincere?
I was trying not to say it. I was like, Sincere, I don't think she wants you to come.
No, it don't matter. Like I'm telling y'all ladies, I stand on it.
You want to, which ladies? Are you including me as well?
Hold on, Sincere. I don't got no beef with you. I don't know you, bro. What you doing to these people, Sincere?
Sony, are you referencing me as well, or are you just talking about phenomenal and phenomenal? Because I don't even
phenomenal.
You think we got our little split. We're not running over there.
This is the thing. I don't have a problem going anywhere in life, virtually or not. I just give respect.
Only way I'm going over there is if Stink go over there with me and you up there.
I got you, boo.
Oh shit.
No,
Oh,
I
she wants to
don't have
talk to
a
all
problem.
the ladies. Oh, okay.
Hey,
I don't have a problem
Okay,
going
well, take
anywhere.
that lady down and I'll come.
hey, that thing. Like we can
Is
Stay
have
blessed,
she?
y'all.
She
We
like
stay blessed
decisions
over
that
here.
yeah.
she's a soap opera house. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
sheesh. Okay, well, okay. How about this? I respectfully finish Sincere's live, and then I'll go over there. How about that?
They were started the whole live for they want conversation. What was the point of leaving? They could have just stayed here. We could have just kept it going.
I don't think we have. I think
Can
they
I be
want to.
honest with you, sister, as your internet friend?
That's your
Oh,
internet friend.
hey,
Sometimes you're kind of like I am on my platform. Sometimes I don't really be. I hear them, but I'm not hearing them, and I want to like. Sometimes sincere.
I know what you mean. I know. I know what you're trying to say.
Like you mean good, but you be like wanting to get in their ass, like, you know what I mean?
oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah.
And you think
It's not a bad thing.
That's why. That's why.
is
That's
that
why
why
they
you
so.
is that why
Somebody
you is
said,
that,
"Don't go to her platform.
No, that's
Don't
the
go."
no.
You
That's
can't
the
go
rush.
to because
They
she
want us to
blocked all
like.
of us. Oh damn! She
That's
don't. Does she follow me? Or so? Listen, I don't want no smoke, but damn, bro, what's going on?
kiss me. She can come here. She can sit down. We can have conversation. We can talk to her. It's no
No
like
one.
that's the,
I think
she
she
wants to
feels maybe
criminalize her.
attacked. Is she a Latina too? Are they friends?
No, she's black. I'm gonna start another live, and then if she want to talk, she can come to the platform. We can have a whole conversation, and we can talk to her. See what she said.
what's the
I
subject?
love your
Then,
I love your thinking face.
Who?
and we can talk to her. See what she said. And we can talk to her. See what she said.
Alright, shit, it smell like some gas.
Oh, that should look all right.
Good.
Yeah, I got some all right shit yesterday. It was cool.
Hey, Supreme, shut up, fool. Don't come in here talking about pay your bills. It's Instagram. He gonna still play it though. Can you hear it, Phenomenal?
You know what? I'm interested to see what you thought, Kevin. Like, are we going live, Kev, so you can give me your understanding?
Not your auntie. That's really my shit. Like,
okay, so
Okay, he's here.
Killer Kev. He wants child support to end.
I definitely do. Cut the child support.
Baby making music, Philly kid. Lord knows I'm not on that path. I'm just saying. Hi, Killer Kev.
okay, Kev, I want to say this. Hold on, I need to see your eyeballs real quick.
No, don't look at my eyeballs. Say what you got to say.
Nah, let me see your eyeballs. Stop playing with me.
I noticed a lot of people on Sincere's live. They don't like to show who. Nothing towards you. I just noticed that. Just observation.
He don't never hide his face, so that's weird.
Cause I'm playing the game, bro. Say what you gotta say.
Come on, man. I need to see you because I need to know.
Just look at the picture.
Are you for me or against me? Because I sure didn't feel like you was helping me. Where's bitch when you need them?
Listen, I was just popping shit. I don't even know half the shit she was saying. What was she saying?
Girl said she was here to come up on the platform.
Oh God, Kev.
I was saying, are you going live with me tonight with difficult topics?
You didn't hear all
you going live tonight with difficult conversations?
I mean, I only heard. I came in for the beginning part where she was like getting at her old girl, and then I had not heard the middle part.
Can you
the last part.
Can you turn your music down a little bit, Sincere? What you say?
I said I only heard the beginning part where I was like hyping her up, and then after that I ain't hear the middle part, and then I guess the ending where everybody started like getting real racial. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's getting crazy. Yeah, I wasn't even talking about nothing serious. She just said a couple of trigger words, and then everybody started attacking her. I said, damn.
Well, I mean, it's just like anything else in life. When your choice of words is offensive, then people get defensive, right?
Makes sense.
I mean, and I'm not. I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to condone that per se, but that's the natural reaction of a human being.
Right.
I mean, the same thing in sports. You tackle. It's defense. It's offense. But